Hello and welcome to Math with Dotun, where math is simple, fun and practical. We are still talking about squares of numbers, and today I want to show you how to find the square of any number. Alright, the square of any number. Alright, the first method, alright, method 1 is direct multiplication. Direct multiplication. Alright, that's the first direct multiplication, right? So that's the first method, direct multiplication. So if you're looking for the square of 17, you don't need to rack your head looking for the multiplication fact, because most friends don't master the multiplication up to 17. So all you need to do is 17 times 17, all right? 17 times 17. You can use any method of multiplication of your choice. 7 times 7 is 49. Write 9, take 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4, that's 11. And then 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 1 is 1. And then we add, right? So we have 9. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So 17 times 17 is 289, right? Okay, so that is method 1, direct multiplication. So we're looking for the square, no matter how big the number is, multiplied by itself. So if I ask you to do the square of 22, you should just do 22 times 22, or I say do the square of 3580. Multiply 3580 by itself, and then you have the square of the number. All right, so now the second method is by using pattern. All right, method 2, be using what? Patterns. All right, using patterns. If you look at your multiplication facts, you've mastered from 1 to 20, like I told you in the first video, then you would have seen the pattern. But in case you have not seen it, I'll call your attention to it. So, squares of number increase with consecutive odd numbers. Odd numbers, consecutive what? Odd numbers. That's how squares of numbers increase. They increase with what? Consecutive odd numbers. I'll show you. So if you have 1 squared is 1, right? And then we know 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. Okay, if you look at this, this is 1, right? So starting from 1 squared is 1. Then if you know the square of 1, you're going to the square of 2. Because you're going to the square of 2, you add the second odd number to 1. All right, the second odd number is 3. Let's write out the odd numbers. Odd numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7. What's the next one? 9, 11, 13, and 15, 17, 19. Okay, so this is the first odd number, the second odd number, third odd number, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th odd number, and it continues like that. Okay, it continues like that. So when you have let's say I know the square of 6, right? And I'm looking for the square of 7. I know the square of 6 and I'm looking for the square of 7. All I need to do is to add the 7th odd number to the square of 6. So I know that 6 squared is 36, but I don't know 7 squared. If I don't want to use this method of doing my 7 times 7, I could add the 7th odd number to 36 and I have the square of 7. So let's go. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th odd number is what? 13. So let's do 36 plus 13. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 3 plus 1 is 4. And the square of 7 is 49. So if I want to know the square of 8, I already know, I can remember that 7 squared is 49, but I don't know the square of 8. All I need to do is to add the 8th odd number to 49. So 8th odd number to 49. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th odd number is 15. So let's do 49 plus 15. 9 plus 5 is 14, right? So write 4, take the 1 up. So 1 plus 4 plus 1 will give you 6. So the square of 8 is 64. So 8 squared is 64, right? Okay, so you can find the square of 9 by adding the 9th odd number to 8 squared, which is 64. All right, and so on like that. So if I'm looking for the square of 21 and I know the square of 20, I could add the 21st odd number to the square of 20, and then that will give me the answer for the square of 21. Okay, so that is method 2, using the pattern, knowing that the square of numbers, the squares of number increase in consecutive or by consecutive odd numbers as the odd numbers follow themselves. All right, so the third method is what I'm going to show you now. Are you ready for the third method? So the third method is by splitting. So method 3, splitting, by breaking down the number, right? Like I did direct multiplication for square of 17. If I don't want to do that, I could break 17 into 10 and 7, right? So 10 plus 7, you know that, okay, let's write the multiplication first. This is 17 times 17. So I can split this into 10 plus 7. You know 17 is 10 plus 7, right? Times 10 plus 7, right? And then I multiply these, add them together. But you have to learn how to do this kind of multiplication. So if you want to multiply this, you take this 10, multiply, and then also multiply. So I have 10 times 10, which is 100. I have 10 times 7, which is 70. I'm done with that. Then I'll take this 7, multiply 10, and also the same 7 multiply 7. So 7 times 7 times 10 is 70, and then 7 times 7 is 49. Then I add all this together, and my answer will be 289. Let's say 100 plus 70, or let's say 70 plus 70 is 140. 140 plus 100 is 240, right? So 240 plus 49, 240 plus 49, that will be 982. Okay, so that's 289. As you can see, we have the same answer, right? Okay, so that is another method of finding any square of number. So I've shown you 3 methods. The first one, direct multiplication, multiply that number by itself and you have the square. Second is by using pattern. So if I know the square of the number before it, all right, so let's say I know the square of 22 and I'm looking for the square of 23. All I need to do is to add the 23rd odd number to 22 squared, and then I have my answer. So for instance, I know that 4 squared is 16, and then I'm looking for 5 squared. I need to check the 5th odd number and add it to 16. And the 5th odd number, you have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So the 5th odd number is 9. If I add 9 to 16, definitely my answer will be 25. So that's method 2, using that pattern, knowing that squares of numbers increase by consecutive odd numbers. And lastly, talked about splitting, breaking down the number and then multiplying. So like we did for 17 squared, 17 times 17, then we broke down 17 into 10 plus 7, 10 plus 7, and then we multiply. I'll show you how to do the multiplication, right? Okay, that's for our friends in the primary, upper primary. When you get to okay, let's say year 6, year 7, year 8, you learn how to open the brackets, all right? And that's what we've done here, expansion, all right? So you use the first one to multiply both numbers here, and then use the second term to multiply both numbers, and then add everything together, all right? So choose your method and make sure you square your numbers perfectly, okay? So finally, what is the square of number, or how do you square a number? The square of a number is that number multiplied by itself. Simple. So whichever method, go ahead and nail it. Thank you. Bye.